What's up, good people? It's Bash Mutumba back again, and how are you doing all? I hope you're doing great. And first off, apologies for this kind of voice that I'm using today. I have a serious cold, so I really hope you'd bear with me and have pity on me when something goes wrong or anything of the sort. But I'm back with Ugandan Juice, of course, as usual, and this time round I'm bringing you, of course, the usual entertainment stories in the Pearl of Africa. That's Uganda code 256. So we'll dive right in without wasting any time. No further ado. Sheebah's house. Well, Sheebah had a housewarming party just recently for her new house, and there was plenty of stuff. It was a really situation. It was a turn up, it was a party, a lot of expensive alcohol, many celebrities, the likes of Salvador, Aziza Zion, Vinka, Winnie Nwaji, TNS artists, and various fashionistas. It was a lituation, and she posted a video, a b-roll footage video of herself and how the party went, and she captioned it thus on Twitter: "I came to win, but in the best genuine way possible. Winning doesn't matter if you are a horrible person, because when God says yes, nobody can say no. 1st July 2019, living my best life, literally. Welcome to the queendom. Look at God showing off. Watch me thrive higher." Cynics still doubting. Actually, I would say that most cynics are still doubting. They still believe Sheebah is celebrating for nothing. Of course, in the meantime, they believe so because her manager that built the house for her, of course using her money anyway, Jeff Chiwa, has been known historically for having issues with the artists after a few times or after a long time. For example, the biggest infamous thing he is for is that issue that happened with Reddy and Weasel. They started together The Good Life after Reddy and Weasel had left Chameleone's camp, Leon Island, and they made a lot of money together. They made a lot of success together, and in the end they built a big house in Machinde Chizungu, and they named it Neverland, just after Michael Jackson's house, according to Radio's plan. Radio was always the brains in most of the time. So Reddy and Weasel always thought they owned that house. It was built in a way that these guys, that's why it was a painful thing for Weasel when Radio died. These guys were brothers. They were literally like blood brothers, even though they weren't. They were never separable. They were inseparable. They grew old together. They never left each other, because in the Neverland Ranch they had sections. Weasel was sleeping in a given side and Radio in another, and they always thought it was their house, because Jeff was also sleeping in Neverland. It was a big place, almost like a ranch, but they never knew that actually Jeff owned the house. And they had that lawsuit for a long time till Radio's death. That's when the issues got silent. People never talked about it anymore, but it really happened for a long time, and Reddy and Weasel thinking it was their house, yet it was actually Jeff's house, according to him. So we really cannot be so sure if Jeff doesn't own this house, but anyway, let's hope for the best for Sheebah. I personally don't really mind that, but I was just talking about it just in case you might come across such things that Sheebah doesn't own the house, it's owned by Jeff. Yes, Jeff has that history of hoodwinking people into thinking they own some stuff, yet they actually don't own it. But in the end, we really hope it's a great thing for them all, and congratulations to Sheebah for this great milestone. It's not easy owning such a great house. Well, on the other side, flip side of the coin, that's GNL Zamba, the legend of Msimbi, very big guy in this music industry. Well, GNL is a little furious lately with his Twitter farm, because one guy had posted, a great fan of his posted that he loves a new album by GNL Zamba, and then someone came into the replies and wrote, "Does this guy still sing?" And this thing really hit GNL Zamba real bad. He got furious and responded thus: "Ambulance chaser, one has to be wealthy to have all this time on their hands. I do not need a hit now, cause my whole life is a hit. You have to work for someone. I have been a boss with my own company since college. You are at work right now. Rat race. Good for you. I'm in Mexico at a beach." Puts an emoji. "Legends deserve respect. Change the hip-hop game." Yes, because man, really, legends they deserve respect. Most people are disrespecting GNL, and I think it's very, very unfair and irresponsible of them. GNL Zamba changed this game, because back then, in the early 2000s, most people in Uganda, or most rappers and musicians, were singing a lot of English. There was no Luganda rapper, no one, and most of them were for uptown people and the youths. Yeah, no one was appealing to all age groups, to the older people and something of the sort. And GNL decided to rap in Luganda. He would of course infuse in some English, because if you're in Uganda and you don't sing that kind of thing, you'll never get the uptown audience, and you need that as well. So yeah, but in most of the time, he was the first to really go serious with the Luganda rap, and he made Baboon Forest Entertainment. He made history with the likes of Radio and Weasel. He made history with the likes of Aziz Azion. He made history with Swanks Avenue as it started out. Really, GNL changed the whole dynamics of this thing. He mentored people like rappers like Munji and Big Trill. He's a legend, man. And it's very bad and disrespectful for some random guy to come out and disrespect GNL. True, he changed, and most Ugandans don't realize that. Many of them think if you're not hitting now, you're not doing anything, but actually it's because GNL changed careers literally. Lately he's doing a lot of poetry, and he's acting in Hollywood. Ever since he left Uganda, he got married to a Caucasian woman, a white woman, and he started out that kind of music, world music, so they sing together with the spouse, and he does some acting in Hollywood. So he's well off, but most people expect him to sing the previous things he used to sing back in the day, diss tracks, things of the sort, really, which is not possible anymore. And I think this fan was just not in the know of how things are recently. And GNL, I really understand GNL's point of view, and yeah, people should just respect legends a little bit more. And talking of legends, Chameleone, another legend, has decided to just join politics. He wants to become mayor of Kampala, and recently, after his long controversies, like I told you, he keeps changing day by day like a chameleon, like his name suggests. He has decided that he has joined DP, or the Democratic Party, ahead of the elections of mayor. And this one has come as a shocker, because most people believe that Chameleone was NRM because he was part of the president's campaign, the NRM campaign to help President Museveni get back into power for the previous elections. He was a spearheader of the Tubonga Nawe crew. Apart from Bebe, of course, he was one of the top guys in there, and everyone thought he was part of the NRM card. And then later he put on the hat of People Power, claiming he's part of People Power as a political party, even though Bobi Wine claimed it's not a political party. And then now he has decided he's part of DP, and everyone is just confused. Chameleone, what is your political party? What side are you on, really? But he made it clear to the journalists that he has actually been part of DP ever since his birth, right from his childhood, and his family were all DP guys. His father and mother are all Democratic Party supporters. And well, Chameleone revealed this, but it's a little shocking to some people, because the current mayor that he's going to stand against, most definitely, Arias Lukwago, is on the DP card. He's a DP guy. So I don't know, will he have to first go into the DP primaries? If at all he loses the primaries, will he still stand? Well, confusing things altogether. But in the end, I'll tell you something about this. Why has he joined DP? DP is actually a big party, even though it's no longer so powerful lately in this era. Ever since NRM came into power, ever since UPC of Dr. Apollo Milton Obote came into power, DP began going a little silent. But back then it was a very strong party, and it was mainly for Baganda people who were Catholic back in the 60s when it started out. That was the setup. Back then things were a lot about ethnicity ethnicity and religion. Just like you'd see UPC was more of a northern Uganda thing, of people of Acholi and Luo stuff. And then Amin also never had a political party, but also his thing was more of ethnic. So even the Baganda the Catholic Baganda were relying a lot on DP, and that's why other parties like Kabaka Eka and something of the sort were there, and the real grassroots of DP actually were not just on top of on the national politics. No, the real grassroots of DP were in Makerere University, if you didn't know that. Until today, even though DP as a party, Democratic Party, is not so strong on the world, on the countrywide base, the younger version of DP, or the real grassroots of DP, which is the UYD, Uganda Young Democrats, which is a political party inside Makerere University, is still the strongest political party in Makerere. That's UYD. And almost all guild presidents, like over 80% of them, were UYD candidates, or the younger version of DP in Makerere University. If you look like at Milton Obote, he was part of it. If you look at Lupita Nyong'o's father, forgotten his name, is a professor, and he's a big person in Kenya. He's a politician there as well. And Lupita Nyong'o's dad, he was at Makerere a guild president under UID. Mwai Kibaki, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, all those guys were part of UID. So really, it's a very strong party in Makerere, and people easily identify with it. That's why Bobby Wine, when he was told why he's pushing this people power thing, he told them no. People Power is not a party, though everyone believes People Power as a name is a strong name and he should register it as a party instead of going on the DP card, because the Democratic Party has a lot of people. Yeah, but according to him, he is still a UID person. That's why even in the Makerere politics, he supports the candidates that are voted in by UID to become guild president. Till today, Bobby Wine also claims he is a DP guy, just like Chameleone has confessed that he is a DP guy. But the hardest thing is, will Lukwago leave the race for Chameleone, or will Chameleone still stand if he loses the primaries? Because Lukwago is a very popular guy in Kampala. It's going to be a tough race for Jose Chameleone, and some people that claim to know him believe that Chameleone won't run for this thing. In the end, he will just bow out. Well, let's wait and see how it unfolds. It's not very far, just a year or so. And well, the saddest story that comes out then is the fact that the Cranes have bowed out. Uganda Cranes have bowed out of the AFCON, and though it's a bittersweet kind of thing, I would say, because it's not the worst football that we've played very well, and I'm so proud of the boys. Most Ugandans are actually proud of the boys. They played very great football. First off, the football we played against Egypt, even though we lost 2-0, we dominated the game for most of the time, even though we don't have sharpshooters. The strikers were a little disappointing. Okwi was a little off that day. He would miss a lot of chances. Mia got many chances and misused them. We had many corners. We had over 17 shots on target at some point, while Egypt had 4. And by the end of the game, there were way more than that. And this very last game, at the round of 16, at which we got beaten by Senegal, we still played well, and we conceded only 1 goal by Mane. Yes, and well, we played great football, I really believe, and I'm proud of. We are all proud of these kids, and they're great. And one big highlight of the day was Onyango, man. Dennis Onyango, I don't know what this guy was thinking of that day. He was making a lot of mistakes, not even mistakes, but silly tackles. They were intentional tackles, and he survived like on 2 occasions. The first one was silly, he was forgiven. The second one was risky but spot on, and the third, it was the silliest of them all. He literally kicked Mane down in the box, and he was supposed to get a second yellow card for that and be sent off with a red card straight away, but the ref somehow forgave him. And the Senegal players didn't even complain. You know, players usually complain when someone deserves to get a red card, but they never complained. They just left it because they knew Ugandans are dead. We are leading them by 1-0. Mane is going to score this penalty, and it will be 2-0. It will be a done deal. But Onyango actually saved that penalty. And there's a professor at Makerere University Business School who actually posted about this thing of Onyango. He said, Onyango is now the second man to be rewarded with praises so far for solving a problem he created. The first was Mutebile, the Bank of Uganda governor, who received an award as the best central bank governor in Africa in 2013 for successfully fighting inflation, which he created in 2011. So this Makerere professor gave the example of Onyango creating a problem and solving it conceding a silly penalty. Conceding a silly penalty, not conceding, but creating a silly penalty for the opponent and saving it because he saved that ball from Mane. The professor compared that to Bank of Uganda governor, who received an award for solving the inflation that he had created. Oh, wow, crazy stuff around here. But well, another sad thing as well is that the fact that Desabre has decided to leave. Yeah, our coach, right after a great tournament, he has decided to leave Uganda. Very sad thing, actually. He has left us to Al Ahly, that Egyptian team, and veteran journalist and a chairman of StarTimes Uganda, Aldrin Soboga, has disagreed with FIFA badly, and has lashed out at them very terribly. And he's saying that they are unserious. They shouldn't have let the manager go. He was doing great and stuff of the sort, that Uganda was on a great path, but they are looking for a way to spoil it up and stuff. And well, most people have seen Aldrin as someone who just always complains about whatever FIFA does. Yes, he doesn't accept what the federation does in any way. Because back then when they just brought Desabre, he said he's so expensive and he doesn't have much experience. He doesn't deserve all that money he's asking for. But right now he's complaining that, oh, they're letting the coach go. He has done great or something of that sort. So it's really hard. But the truth is, actually, Al Ahly had reached out way before the tournament started. Before AFCON started, the coach was just ready to go. He knew he was leaving Uganda to go to Al Ahly. So really, some people are complaining for no reason. Really, they should have known better. And also, Fresh Kid is actually in Dubai right now. After Dubai, he's headed to Abu Dhabi. He's enjoying life. Even though he has gone to Dubai before many of us do at his young age. Well, everyone has their own luck in life. But yeah, that's all from me today. My name is Bash Matumba, and please like this video, and you can comment if at all you have any inquiry, and subscribe if you found this interesting and if you want more of this kind of content. Also check me out on Instagram at Bash Matumba. See you later.